Sunday, January 8th, 2023, Monaco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. So recently, Oliver Temple from Gold Investments, who is my UK affiliate for precious metals, asked me to write something, a short article for his clients about what I thought gold was going to do in 2023, how gold was going to perform. So I did write something quite short, and that's what I'm going to go through today. Go through the short article, and then we're going to look at also some of the charts, not just in gold, but silver, the dollar index, and the mining indices as well, gold and silver mining indices. So before I start, I will be doing my live stream tonight. This is just an extra video on a Sunday. Not very nice weather here in the UK. I think the rain has stopped though. So let's quickly go through this article then. And this is what I wrote. As we begin the new calendar year, there will be many who will try to forecast what will be happening in the next 12 months or so in every field of life, be it politics, war, sports, finance, etc. We see gold as an insurance against monetary and fiscal profligacy. So in an era of fiat currencies, which we've had since August 15th, 1971, when President Nixon severed the link between the American currency and gold, we see gold as an ongoing insurance policy. The longer the profligacy goes on for, and the fact that the system needs to be fed with even more debt or fiat currency, the dearer we think the gold insurance premium will get over time. Here's a good image of what has been happening to the gold premium in British pounds since the early 1970s. So you can see here, Gold Investments clients are mostly in the UK, and that's why I showed that chart. You can see that you only needed £14.60 back in 1968 to get an ounce of gold. Now we're getting close to 1600, and we're going to look at that in a minute. It's the same thing, of course, for the dollar price, as you can see here. So let's continue with this short article. Our guess is that we should continue to see the fiat currencies devalue over time. In 2022, the gold price was up slightly, less than 1% in dollar terms, but was up just over 12% in British pounds. So the rise in British pounds and other currencies like the euro, which was up about 6.4% in 2022, was a reflection of weakening currencies versus the dollar, but shows that gold is still a good insurance versus currency debasement, and it has been for all major fiat currencies since the beginning of the century, as one can note below. Yeah, there's the incrementum gold performance chart of all major currencies. It's only updated to the end of November, but we know that the dollar finished up slightly for November. You can see the British pound finished even worse than it was as of November 30th, because it finished up 12.1 or 2% higher, the price of gold in British pounds. That's what I mean by the British pound doing worse. But as you can see, all these major currencies here, the average annual gain since the year 2000 has been 9.2%. All fiat currencies are sinking. And I've been warning about this, of course, a lot of you know, since 2007. And I even wrote about this. Fiat currencies, they're all sinking, as you can see here, for this website called Market Oracle. This is how I finish off the article. So we do not profess to know where the price of gold will be in a week, month, or even a year ahead. But we firmly believe that gold will continue to be a good insurance policy versus monetary and fiscal ineptitude of the folks in charge of our currencies. And who are those folks? Well, basically, it's the central banks and the governments. I wanted to show you the sterling chart, or XAU-GBP, because it's looking very interesting, and it's an interesting technical formation. I think it's quite rare, like a triple top, and usually double top. Of course, there's a double top, the market fails and it goes down and retests the midpoint of the double top, and then it goes down even further. But there's something called a triple top, and I did a little bit of research, and this is what I found: how to tell when the triple top chart pattern will fail. And why fail? Well, because usually a double top or a triple top means that the market is going to go down. If it fails, it means it's a strong market. So says here, this is from Trading with Rayner. I'll be honest, no pattern strategies or techniques work all the time. And I agree with Trading with Rayner. This includes the triple top pattern. The good news is, before the triple top pattern fails, there are usually clues given by the market. I'll explain. So basically he's saying here, if you're looking at the XAU-GBP chart, that it looks like it's failing. And by failing, he means that we're not going to go lower because this triple top is not working. So he says higher lows into resistance. When you spot higher lows coming into resistance, also known as an ascending triangle, this is a sign of strength, as it tells you the buyers are waiting to buy at higher prices. And if the price trades above resistance, it'll trigger a cluster of stop orders from breakout traders and short-term traders who got stopped out of their trade. And this leads to more buying pressure. So this is what he means here, as he says the price is showing higher lows into resistance. So that there's the example he gave, and it looks exactly like the same thing in the price of gold in British pounds. I know it's a long-term chart, so it's not going to happen next week or maybe in 2 weeks' time, but it looks like that's the way it's going. And the key level here, of course, is around 1580. And you can see that the first top here in 2020, we went down and then we went back up. We made a double top in the beginning of 2022, which was the start of the military conflict in the Ukraine. We made a double top there, and then it started going down. And I think a lot of people thought we're gonna go and retest maybe 1200 in British pounds, but it didn't, because it went back up and it made a new high there. Not a new high, but made a triple top, sorry, back in September, October, when he had the collapse of sterling and also the collapse of the gilt market. And then it went back down again, but it held that ascending triangle line, and now it's going back up. And so that's why that 1580 is so important. So that's the British pound. That means, in my opinion, that is going to be a combination of a strong price of gold in dollars, every currency. Yes, even though the pound rebounded quite a bit on Friday, it could be a mixture. But I think what's happening now is that all currencies are going to sink versus gold, even the dollar. And how will that happen? Because a lot of people think that the dollar needs to be weak for gold to go up, but not necessarily so. And we're going to look at that in a minute. Before that, though, just wanted to show you also the price of gold in dollars, of course, and in euros. In euros, you can see we've closed above 1850, which was a very important resistance there back in 2020. Yeah, and it looks quite firm. It has done really well since the '08 crisis. The dollar price, of course, is still below the high we saw in 2011, just above 1900, but it is picking up again. It looks like that breakdown below that midpoint there from beginning of 2021 into the low 1600s was like a bear trap. And then I wanted to show you, I just said that gold can go up as well, and when the dollar is going up, or the DXY in this case. So you can see here that back in 2009, gold started going up quite sharply, and the dollar index just at the end of 2009 also started going up into 2010, and that did not stop gold from rising. Yes, afterwards the dollar index dropped, and just have a look since the '08 crisis. The dollar, roughly around the '08 crisis, I drew this chart. The dollar index is up about 36%, and the gold price is up 122.37. So much about, yeah, the dollar is the king maybe amongst the fiat currencies, but it's not the king against the currency of kings, of course. And talking about currency of kings, let's now go into the currency of gentlemen, or silver. So we'll have a quick look at the silver chart. And this is a logarithmic chart going back to the early 70s. So yeah, silver is trying to break through 24, is having a tough time, but the bigger picture looks good. This looks like a bullish flag, and we're just breaking out of the top of that flag. Of course, this is a monthly chart. It's not a short-term chart. And you can see why 50 is a key level. But the other thing it shows us is that overall, over the long term, silver has performed well, or the dollar has continued to drop against silver. You can see that we're trading below $2 in the early 70s, and now we're about 24. Yes, we have been up to 50. But I would say, yeah, that 50 level will be tested. Will it be in 2023? I don't know. But most likely within the next few years, I would say. And that's being conservative. So now let's look at some of the charts here, some of the mining indices. So we've got the Prime Junior Silver Miners ETF, and this is a weekly chart. That's looking pretty good here too. It looks like we bottomed here back in September 2022. And yes, we're not out of the woods yet. Ideally, we want to go above the 1920 level, of course. Newmont Mining. Let's have a look at Newmont Mining. That's a bellwether for the gold miners. And I hold Newmont Mining, and I hold a few of the silver miners too. They have started doing well. And as you can see here, there's a few trend lines that I've drawn. And it definitely looks like it's picking up. It closed the gap that we made back in July of last year. So gaps are always closed. That's the old adage. This is a weekly chart. So you can see there's a lot of room on the upside. It looks like a channel. Yes, it didn't look very good back in November. It was dropping quite sharply, and we've rebounded quite well. And with that, let's look at the HUY. HUY, this is a more of a longer term chart. It's a monthly chart, but it's looking pretty good. It looks like there's a lot of room on the upside in this channel, and even after the channel, theoretically we could go a lot higher. So this is also not financial advice. This is just my opinion and view on the technical picture. So there you go. I wish you all a great rest of the weekend. Take care. Bye.